We've actually been like just been going crazy, like working. We just did a pretty massive like building renovation the past like 3.5 months. So I've been kind of micromanaging some of that stuff just because I've done some of that stuff in the past, and then running a business, and then starting a new business, and then starting another new business. So
Oh yeah, we saw.
Ken, we're gonna have to start going live on YouTube, I feel like.
You think so?
Yeah, because we're going back to back today.
Yeah, we are. It's okay.
And I feel like that would be a cool thing to do on YouTube.
Yeah,
but I think we both have to buy cameras.
I
don't know
have
if
cameras. I have.
What kind of cameras do you have, Ken?
I have a Nikon and a Canon, and my Tam has a Sony.
Woof.
Yeah,
you got them all, man.
Yeah, she's a photographer. She does.
He
Honestly,
buys
I have a
diversity
videographer.
first.
Like, we have a videographer. Her business partner is a videographer, and I have not taken advantage of that yet. Well, I've taken a little bit of advantage of it, but yeah.
He makes sure he buys from all the companies so that nobody feels left out.
There you go, man.
Diversity on this podcast is really important, Chris.
It really is. Yeah. It's like
If you couldn't tell.
If you couldn't tell, it's not all black and white.
He almost wanted to name this podcast something about being an Oreo because we were black and white. And I was like, why does the white have to be smushed between two black?
So it's funny. So my buddy, his best friend is black, and so when they would go do
this story has to be good now.
Well, so when they would go do a local comp, so their team name was always Salt and Pepper. Yeah, I'm like, well, but there's white peppers, so I don't know.
We were spitballing when we started this thing. He goes, well, what would the name be? We need a catchy name. And I was like, that's very true. With a shitty name, you're not going to get very far. And so he said something about like Oreos, black and white. And I came up with this name eventually. And even this name is a little long off the tooth. So to say like in a conversation,
yeah, but like, it fits
find...
though. Like it fits though, because it's y'all, but also too like not everything is black and white. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of gray area. So
it's funny.
Kind of a little play on words.
Yeah.
There's also like, I feel like a lot of the conversations we've had aren't all like about things being in the gray area. So it's like, even with a catchy name, we haven't necessarily stuck or like added a shtick to it where it's like, hey, we talk about things not being black and white. Realistically, I think we've just talked open book stuff on just about everybody that we've had on this podcast.
It's like to have a conversation, man. Just like the conversation just goes, and wherever it goes is where we end up.
Yeah, I mean,
we could have called it the Joe Rogan experience then.
Yeah, right. I mean, like it's always better just to kind of flow anyways, right? I mean, because you can have a script, and scripts are boring, and then like most of your answers are just going to be based upon a script. So
plus most of the people that we've had on this podcast are not anybody who need to stick to a certain subject. They're like, hey, like you can't ask me that kind of question.
Yeah,
I thought Jim Hensel may have been that guy, but he turns out he is not.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm from Florida, so whatever that says, right?
Oh, Florida man.
Damn.
How many gators have you ever wrestled?
One, sort of, and I shot a few. So
okay, so wait, you gotta
shooting a gator is not wrestling a gator.
You gotta tell the wrestling story. Go ahead. You tell everybody.
Well, it wasn't more of a wrestle. It was more or less. Me and my
drop
dad
that elbow from the top rope.
I know, right? No, so my dad and I we were like canoeing one of the rivers in the middle of Florida, and like the water was like coffee, like pitch black, and the river was crazy up, so it was like super fast current, and there was a church group in front of us, and they had obviously never paddled like a canoe ever, and they got pushed against a log like in the current and like tipped over, so they're all like floating in the water. So we went, like,
it's not a log, it's an alligator,
right? Well, no, so that one actually was a log, but so we go and save them all, and we're paddling back, and one of them was like we were pulling their boat or something. We were like towing their boat, and some of them were still in it, and then one of them fell out, so I jumped overboard to grab this it was like a younger kid, and keep in mind the water is pitch black, right? So when I jump out, I literally straddled probably about a 7-foot alligator that was just hanging out right there, and it was sitting like, I mean, I was straddling it, and it shot out like through my legs and like jumped out of the water. I mean, we were both probably scared and probably shit ourselves, but I was just like,
Yeah, you
that was
and the
terrifying.
alligator. His shit
Yeah.
probably is what propelled him out of the water.
It's like
But
what's on top
sharks-
of me.
Man, like I've had so many encounters with sharks over the years, like nothing crazy, like I've never been bit, but scariest encounter was I was in Northwest Florida and we were diving, crappy visibility, and I was going down and there was kind of a ledge there, and I think I was trying to put like the anchor or something down there. So I went down first and I was just like, I wasn't even diving yet, like I was snorkeling. So I went down maybe 20, 25 feet to kind of wedge like the anchor in this little rocky crevice. And there was a strong current that day too. The water is like maybe 1 foot visibility, which is already kind of sketchy as it is. And I reached underneath this thing. Now, granted, it was a nurse shark, but still, like when you're underwater, anything that comes out, and it was a big nurse shark, probably 7 or 8 feet. It shot out of this little ledge, hit me right in the chest, and then swam up and knocked my mask off. And I just kind of sat there in the water. Yeah,
That's some fucking white people shit.
I was about to say that. You took it from me. I was like, I don't mean any harm, Cain, but that's
Cain,
some white people shit.
Cain, do you have a mullet?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, well,
Nice.
there's.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think
So
now we understand why he dives in murky waters and rattles fucking.
So this is actually new. So I'm actually growing this from my brother-in-law's wedding. It's actually down in Florida. He's not from Florida. He's actually from here. But
and your sister's allowing this?
His sister is. She's like, I don't have anything to say. So my wife's like, yeah, whatever. Just do whatever you want to do.
Oh, it's your wife. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was.
Yeah. No. So it's my wife's brother. But like, so I've got maybe two and a half more months left. So it's gonna be pretty epic. I'm thinking like some lightning bolts on the side.
Oh,
yeah,
something.
Now you
cool.
have to fight an alligator.
But
instead
fight a bear first.
No, nope, fuck that. A bear.
We're on the topic of a whole bunch of white people shit right now. Jesus Christ.
Because he's got a mullet and he's from Florida.
No, he just poured Celsius. He just poured Celsius in a coffee cup.
White people.
Oh shit, y'all saw it on camera. I was trying to be smooth and drink coffee, but it's definitely not coffee.
Oh God.
It's actually funny to say that. So
you haven't eaten anybody's face, have you? You haven't been on bath salts and done that?
No, I stay off the bath salts. Man.
Okay, so he hasn't reached peak Florida performance.
No, it's funny, man, because everybody's like, they're like, man, like, do you have any stories? I'm like, how much time you got? I mean, like there's stories that like I'd have to tell you guys behind closed doors and like double check for like listening devices, but obviously, I have to keep them somewhat rated, right?
I mean, I've done some messed up things in Korea.
Was it like fighting alligators and snakes in strip clubs or something?
Yeah,
I mean that's pretty close to that level. Yeah,
fuck that, man.
No.
This is why I couldn't live in Florida, because I don't do Florida wildlife that well. Like the snakes, I'd burn that fucking state to the ground for those snakes. Fuck.
See, I don't mind snakes, man. I don't mind snakes. I just don't mind stuff in the water, like when you can't see anything and stuff just like pops up. And that one shark story was only one. I mean, never had anything else quite that close, but I've had a few other things where like I've been in, and it's always in murky water, like surfing or something, right? Like you see a
fin, stay away from that.
And then the fin's gone, and you're like, well, fuck, there's a shark somewhere near me. I have no idea where it's at.
I'm in danger.
That's when you just start kicking up more dust to confuse him.
This fucking Ralphie at that point, he's like, I'm in danger.
This Batman's like, ooh, you think darkness is your ally.
Dude, Florida's a crazy state, man. I mean, there's so much stuff there. Like there's so much cool stuff to do, but there's some crazy fucking people there, man. Like I
love how we didn't even reference the animals. It was the people.
No, it's just people. Like they're all kind of animals too, right? But I mean, like I haven't been. I moved away, so I moved up here to South Carolina in 2011. But like, I mean, I still probably go back to Florida once a year, and every time I do, it's like something wild happens. It's the craziest thing.
Like those dinosaurs that you guys have walking across golf courses.
Yeah,
yes, those giant gators and freaking iguanas
those gators. I would probably
those are big
sit
ones.
there. I would just be like in awe, but that would be a cool moment to see that. Now, obviously, I don't want to go like interact with it, but have you either one of you guys seen the video? There was a golfer a few years ago. There's probably like a 5-foot alligator just kind of chilling on the green near his ball, and he just went over and just smacked its ass, and it just flew
It just-
right into the water right by it. And I was like,
Nope.
that guy deserves to win the championship.
Question: was he white?
Yes, he
Yes.
was.
Yep,
Of course
yep,
he was.
Yep. You know I'm not
Of course he
doing
was.
that shit.
Now, other than Tiger Woods, how many of them are not white?
But I'm just saying, there you go right there. Okay, professional swimmers.
We are
not a lot of them are
racially
black.
equal on this.
No, we are
podcast.
not.
VJ Singh is another black golfer, but he's also probably like 70 years old
Well, hey,
too.
I've hit a golf ball a total of 12 times, and they all get really shitty attempts.
you didn't even
like,
finish a full round.
Bro, no, I was too drunk. I was way too drunk. I couldn't do it.
Well, it's okay. Just
And that was on post too. I drove a golf.
some
cart into a
Irishmen
river
came up with that.
to a
I'm pretty
little
sure.
stream.
Oh yeah, or Scottish or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
Scottish.
it was the English,
Scott-
probably.
Yeah.
Mulligan.
Oh my god, you're a
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
mulligan. That haircut's a mulligan.
What, my haircut?
Yes, your haircut.
I have a mohawk, bro.
You need a mulligan for that one. You got to get that thing fixed. You need to do what he's doing.
It's a
A
bad
black
haircut.
a black man's afro, or not afro, fucking mullet. I was
A
thinking,
bullet.
but
It's a
that's like
bullet.
okay, a bullet. There you go.
Bullet,
Yeah.
a bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a bullet.
We
A
are
bullet.
making history right here.
We are.
You, Hayes, and Jalen need to all make bullets.
Bullets, like we need to do that. They're not gonna do that. Jalen's
No,
stuck
of
in the
course not, 'cause-
spade, and Hayes is like, nah, man.
Hayes-
I got my mid fade. I'm good.
Hayes is too much.
Oh.
He's a pretty boy. I can't wait for him to hear this.
He is. Oh my god.
He's got his circle light and shit with his Instagram.
I mean,
I
like
was
mullets
down.
are coming back, though, man.
You think so?
Yeah, but they shouldn't be.
They shouldn't.
Yeah,
They really.
No.
should.
They
I
should.
don't know.
They should have been outlawed. The same thing with having a skinhead. That you shouldn't have either. You should either be bald completely, no buzz cuts. That shit is done.
But Cain has just the right amount of tattoos where he can pull off.
Yeah.
man.
See, I can pull it off though.
He looks like he could be formal, but he could also party.
Yes.
Do
See,
Do you have a
that's-
tuxedo T-shirt?
No, but I,
I
do
think
have
you need
American
one-
flag speedo.
Fair. I think you need to get a tuxedo T-shirt, right? Go to the
Yeah.
wedding and wear the American flag Speedo as your underwear with a mullet and a pair of pit vipers.
Oh man, actually, those I do have a pair of those too.
I think I just made that guy's wedding.
You just made it.
Yeah,
so
except
bad.
I mean, it's all people from the South, so it's all Southerners, and
So you won't be the only one doing either
No.
one of those things.
yeah. Well, no, I mean, like they're all like proper Southerners.
Oh, even more of a reason.
Oh,
I know, right?
Did you? So Jeff sent me this thing last night, Ken, that was Bert Kreischer.
mhm.
He and a bunch of his tour bus buddies were going to a chili cook-off, right? Or at least they thought they were. So he went to Dick's Sporting Goods, and he and all his buddies bought like 9 outfits of like Nike sweatshirts and like basically they look like tracksuits,
Like
but
Russians.
shorts, right?
Yeah, I was
But
to say
from
like
head
the
to-
freaking Russian
Russians.
mafia.
yeah, pretty much. But it's
Yes.
all like the premium white Nike, like brand new sweatpants or like sweat shorts and like sweatshirt gear from head to toe, like completely white, like white slippers, white socks, the works, right? And they go to this building and they walk in and they're like, is this where the chili cook-off is? And there's like a groom and his groomsmen are like, no. And they're like, well, fuck, we were gonna go. They like their plan was to go and see who left with the cleanest looking outfit still.
Oh,
Like who's gonna
God.
fuck it up? They
Yeah.
ended up staying for these wedding pictures. It has got to be the funniest fucking thing that it's just nothing but a bunch of white dudes in all white
Random.
just pulling up to this whole wedding, and it was hysterical.
They're like a hoodie away from it being a hate crime for some reason.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
they all had like fucking beanie
Yeah, I
caps
could
and
have taken
shit.
the wrong way.
That I thought that shit was hysterical.
That's
That's
funny. You gotta
hilarious.
send that to me, dude. No, okay.
I will.
So, Cain, introduce yourself
Yo.
as you already haven't. I mean, and your business. Like, talk about all the things.
No, I mean we haven't
man.
talked anything about that.
I know,
It's
right?
nothing to do with being a white Forden.
So I'll kind of give you guys like the cliff note of like how I got here, because it's kind of important, but also kind of like alludes to like me just from my like business mindset and just my drive. So I graduated Florida State 2006. That kind of ages me there. worked in my field for like 6 months, and I'm going back to college, blah blah blah. Ended up getting into writing textbooks. Shockingly, right? Like crazy.
What?
Like, so I wrote textbooks for like 7 years, got burned out, went into medical sales, did that for 3 years. And then while I was doing that, ended up starting BlitzBelts. And so I would go into surgery at like 6 a.m., get out at like 2 or 3, go to the shop, work until like 7 or 8 p.m. for 3 straight years while I was building all this. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's like people think, it's like you just start something and just start making money and start working. It's like, nah, you got to build it. So I created BlitzBelts in like 2014. Just wanted to do something different, something better. Story about that too is we used to have some people making them for us, and they did like a decent job, and then they ended up dropping us. And then I found somebody else up in North Carolina who can make the belts, and they did a shitty job. Ended up pulling all my materials from them. Bought one single sewing machine and watched about 500 hours of YouTube videos and taught myself how to sew.
There it is.
And
Damn.
and like from that, being able to create all of this.
Damn. That's amazing.
I mean, it's been a crazy grind, right? But just like week at a time, day at a time, month at a time, man. We had a tiny little shop space, maybe less than 900 square feet. Now we have a 7,000 square foot building.
Dang.
So that's just with BlitzBelts. More recently, as Ken, like you were kind of picking out on the social media. So we have another company that it's not BlitzBelts, it's completely separate, and I'm actually only part owner. I can't talk too much about it yet, but we are launching grips sometimes next month. Similar name, it's called Blitz Grips with a Z. They'll be launching, so that's going to be just something, a comparable product to things like Victory Grips and Bear Complex and stuff like that. Full leather grips. Personally, I think they're better, but I'm a little biased.
Ooh. Hey, we had Victory Grips on here
We
before.
had
So
Victory
I
let
saw
them
that.
have
on
it.
here.
Let them have it, and then we'll have a battle royale at some
Yep.
point.
Have you both
Yeah.
on at the same time?
Well, yeah, we'll give
know.
Will Smith each one of your grips, and we'll see how many people we can stop with.
And then I've got another business partner that we do actually like a lot of other stuff too, man. Like we do like leather bags, we do belts, we do watch straps, we do all kind of like merchandise gifts. We do
How many
hats.
different weapons can we give Will Smith through this company?
Oh
my
God.
gosh. Well, definitely a belt.
I'm very proud of myself for this joke line.
If he was a Spanish grandmother, probably a shoe.
So I was listening to a different podcast this morning, and they were saying that they're like, what if Will Smith reached into his back pocket, because like that's where his hand was at the time.
Yeah.
And they're like, what if he pulled out like his driving gloves from his nice car and he just slapped him with it? And then the other guy was like, so we turned this into like a WWE video game where you can just reach under the ring and grab out new weapons for Will Smith to hit people with.
So I was so like I don't watch like television. I sure shit don't care about like celebrities and stuff, but like I was so confused because I was like, I thought Jada was dating some other guys or a guy or something, and then they're
no,
together.
she just got other dudes' dicks in her mouth.
Yeah.
That's so weird, man. Freaking Hollywood's so weird.
She definitely beats that man.
Yeah, and he kisses her in the mouth, so he's sucking a bunch of dicks.
Hey, think about it, man. That happened when you were a kid and your mom still gave you a kiss on the forehead.
True.
Fuck you. Fuck
Damn.
you. Fuck.
I gotta
Oh
go
my
therapy
God,
now, man.
that's so fucked up. Oh my God.
Damn.
Why'd you have to do that? Like,
Damn. But like you have to think though, right? So like what if that was staged?
So that's
Just
what
a
I
thought.
thought it was. That's what I thought it was originally, because it looked like Chris Rock like took it like an actor's shot.
Yeah.
It very much, it looked like a pro wrestling shot where they kind of like give you like the whole like nudge and shit, right? To like face the impact, and then the way
like he knew it was coming. Yeah.
And the way Will Smith's hand went, but then you could you could audibly hear like
slap.
at least it wasn't necessarily like a
he didn't make full
slap.
contact. Chris is
no, it didn't.
No.
Well, you could hear like a contact of someone, like his hand touched his face,
but
you could also see his other hand out of the way.
You have to think that, right? So like no one even watches that anymore, right? And like they were down to like I think something crazy like 7 million viewership as opposed to like 60 million just a few years ago. So
Yes.
like no one's even watching it. So it's like how do you spice something up?
That
I mean,
would
it's
be a
just
way.
it's just a theory, right? So
Yeah.
But I mean, I would have had it, I guess, like for something quote unquote high society-esque like that, I would presume that that is the way that they think. Like a slap would be, oh, how egregious. I'm just saying if somebody got knocked the fuck out, or if
Yeah.
Will Smith just went up there and was like, talking to him for a quick second and then just like grabbed him by the throat.
Yeah, and picked him up. It's like,
Hey man, you don't even have to pick him up. Just grab him by the fucking throat and then just be like, I will ring your. And Will Smith is a loud fucking dude.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
When he was speaking over everything, and you could plainly hear him.
Yeah.
There is a running joke that was like the next Oscar host is going to be The Rock, and he's going to tell another Jada Smith joke.
And then
And Will's going to be like,
Will
"Oh,
Smith's
good
gonna
one,
be
Mr.
like,
Rock, good one."
She
Good
is
or
one.
maybe
right, Jane.
Shaq.
Oh my god! Like, could you imagine if Will Smith?
Shaq's a big dude, man.
If he reached up there and tried to smack Shaq, Shaq would grab him by the arm and treat him like a little rag.
He'd be
doll
like, "Hey,
and
man,
shake
what
the
you
shit out
doing?"
of him.
No, dude,
What
he'd
you
grab
do?
him by the back of the fucking head and just feel his whole palm like right here, just walk his ass back. I think that's such a funny story, and I think you're definitely right, Cain. That might actually just be.
I don't know.
I
man.
mean,
Like, this
Chris
seems like a
Rock's
little
going
too,
on
like,
tour. He's going on
Yeah.
tour with Kevin Hart. His tickets just surged through the fucking roof.
Yeah,
He's
Yep.
not saying anything in return, which I think is
smart.
odd for him. I think he's going to make a skit off of it,
Yeah, he's gonna make a
and
100%.
that'll
set.
end up in a special. And
Yeah, I mean, it's
think,
gonna be on freaking Saturday Night Live, probably this coming Saturday. I mean,
Yeah,
like
Probably,
100%.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Will Smith is a little bit too much of an A+ celebrity for anybody
Yeah.
to be like, hey, we don't want him in the movie because he slapped Chris Rock.
Well, I mean, like,
mean-
he's also like the guy too that like didn't cuss in his raps, and like, he would like he's so mild, like he's so mild and like well mannered. Like all the stuff that he does is like PG-13 ish.
I just think
I
that
don't
his
know.
apology seemed very un-Will Smith.
Yeah.
It seemed like that Chinese athlete that came out and was like, yeah, I'm not being
Oh,
held hostage. And there's like in the
Yes.
mirror, there's a guy
she's like, I am doing well. I am good.
Exactly.
We are. Yeah.
And it was
like
like-
off a script.
Will Smith should have just came out and been like, hey, like I didn't appreciate that shit. I
But
acted out
Will
of fucking
Smith, but
emotion.
Will Smith smacked Chris Rock, right?
Yes.
He would not have smacked Tupac, 100%. He never would have.
No.
No, because Tupac was fucking his wife.
Yeah, but Tupac also would have fucked his wife at the same time that he was shooting him in the face.
Well,
Yeah.
Tupac would
You
have
choose
shot
your battles.
Tupac would
Yeah.
have definitely murdered Chris Rock on stage.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah. I mean, but he
And then he would have walked out of there like escorted. And
But
nobody
Will
would have
Smith saw it as an easy target. He was like, "Oh, Chris Rock, he ain't gonna do shit back. He's in a position
he
where he
saw
has
it.
to maintain
Oh,
character.
for
He's
sure.
soft."
He's soft.
Because if that was Kevin Hart who made that joke, like no offense to Chris Rock, but he has not been that relevant as of recently.
Tambourine.
If that was Kevin
been
Hart
years.
who did that, Will would be torched because Kevin's much smaller than him. But B, his wife definitely would not have looked at Will and been like, hey, you better go defend me. Because
Yeah.
Kevin is a bigger star than Will Smith. Period.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure first off, Kevin Hart's like 5'3" or something, and then
Yeah.
and
He still would
like,
have tried to whip Will Smith.
yeah, but doesn't he have like a new wife every couple years or something? too?
Yeah.
He's on his second wife, gentlemen.
But I mean,
He only cheated once. God.
no, he cheated twice.
Oh, I'm sure.
He
Yeah.
cheated on his current wife too. That's
Yeah.
Shut
the
the fuck up. We don't talk about that.
It's true though. He did,
His
but
bullshit.
it's the truth.
His bullshit is my bullshit, and my bullshit is his bullshit. All right.
Oh my God! Just don't put
We're
your
gonna-
dick where it don't belong, Steve. Just never.
Well, if you're
ever.
Kevin Hart, is there really a label on where it doesn't belong?
He
I mean,
needs
if
a
you're
step
5'3",
stool to get
like
everywhere.
5'4", like you can take whatever you can get.
Especially,
that
and like
point.
Tim said yesterday, his girlfriend is 6'1", he's 6'4", and that girl's taller than him in heels. If you ask me, if Kevin Hart's walking around and there's a bunch of women like twice my fucking size that all want to get down. Now, I'm not saying like I'm married, happily married. I will never cheat on my wife. I promise that. But somebody in Kevin Hart's position that literally he goes anywhere in the fucking world. There's
Yeah.
a woman of
Well, that's
every
because he's in every
diversity that
single
wants him.
movie.
So if I
He's
had
in
a
every
bunch
single movie.
if I had 1,000 women in every city that I go to that would love to have a piece,
That would be tempting.
I
course.
probably should stop getting married.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you probably. Yeah, I remember when I used to be a host.
I mean, he could have a lot of glasses of water, man. And they could be tall, they could be short, they could be big old thick coffee mugs full of water. Take your sip.
You want some of this coffee, Kevin?
Oh my god! Have you seen his new special on Netflix?
No, is any good?
So it's not a comedy special. It's actually that was my bad. It's a series. It's like I think
About
8
his
episodes.
come up. About
No,
his come
so
up.
no, it's called True Story, but he
Oh.
plays basically himself, but under a completely different name. And it's a comedian who's on tour, who's doing terrific. He's no longer drinking or whatever his niche was, and he goes back home to Philadelphia, where Kevin is obviously from. But he has a brother who's constantly like getting him into shit and like taking money from him, doing like
Sounds like it's
shit.
true. Sounds like it's his life.
But
Yeah, I was gonna
so
say.
there's a girl that dies,
parallel.
quote unquote, that dies in the first episode in his bed, and he's blacked out. So when he wakes up, he's like, "Oh fuck!" And he follows his brother's advice, which is completely terrible.
Stupid.
And it goes down like this huge, but it is a drama series. That it is.
So is The Rock in it or no?
No, there's very little comedy in it.
How's that possible? Because aren't they in like every movie together?
I mean, The Rock probably helped produce it, if I had to guess. But actually, I think Jonah Hill directed it.
Oh,
What?
wow.
I think either
That's random.
that or Jonah Hill is directing part of the Lakers series. The
Oh, yeah.
Lakers Dynasty one of those two he is. But the Kevin Hart, definitely go check it out. It had me on the edge of my seat for a while, and it gave me anxiety while I was watching it.
I already have bad anxiety. I take Prozac, man. I can't handle that shit.
Yeah.
Well, so I think Kevin Hart did that as a way to bolster his diversity and like what he's considered as an actor.
I mean,
It's no
because
longer
like
gonna be just
he is
comedy.
stereotyped as a like he plays the same role like in every movie. Like he
Yeah.
and The Rock are like the same guys in every movie.
Yeah, it's forced humor, the same joke,
Yeah.
same thing, same shtick.
Plays a dum-dum.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that shit is hysterical. But all right, back to BlitzBelt. Now that we got
yeah.
as far
Oh,
off
speaking
topic
of BlitzBelts, okay, you have speaking of BlitzBelts and black guys, Chandler did all those fucking workouts in 24 hours. I texted him and I was like, how the fuck? And he's like, I don't know. We're just doing it. I'm like,
I was wearing a
fuck.
BlitzBelt.
He was like, oh, I gotta go to a wedding. I'm like, what the fuck? Did you what? No,
I texted him too. Like I texted him, I was like, hey man, I was like, best of luck. I think I texted him on Friday. He was like, man, I'm already done.
Yeah.
I was like, well, all right.
Good luck with those scores.
Bro,
he is such a nice guy, by the way. He's such a
yeah.
cool dude.
Yeah.
I would have
He's
loved
such a
to have
cool dude.
met him for the Army's like CrossFit team in the original
Yeah.
tryout thing that they had going on. That's what I heard is like he's just one of those guys who's like a locker room personality that you want to have around. Obviously, he's also extremely strong and extremely gifted, but his personality is that of like, hey, that's somebody we want in the locker room.
But his form is
100%, man,
terrible.
100%.
Jesus.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Don't
fuck.
start talking about that on this podcast.
Oh, I
Did you
am.
see him?
He
Did you see
knows-
his? This was like about a year and a half ago. Like he did like a 10x10 deadlift at like 5 something, or it might have been 510 or 5. Yeah, and I mean it was just like, I mean he was wearing one of our belts, but I was just like cringing. I'm like, God Almighty, that's just all hamstrings, man, all hamstrings.
You're like, oh, thank God he's not putting too much pressure on that belt.
You know what I did after that?
Zero pressure.
You know what I did after that? I did 535 for 10, and I tagged him in it, and then he laughed.
Small
And
flex.
he was like, "What?" Yeah.
That's
Small
awesome.
flex. And you know what I did after that? 235 for 10.
You were in the gym the day I did that.
Yeah, I know, and I probably did like 235 instead of the 505. Because I'm
So,
white, Ken. It's because I'm white. Okay.
So Ken, where's your strength? Like, so you played sports in college or back in high school, or?
Ken, I don't know if you
where-
know this, but his strength
where
comes
do all
from
your
the
strength come
melatonin in his skin.
In high school, okay, so here we go. In high school, okay, so growing up, I played, first sport I ever played was soccer. Horrible. I was terrible at it. Then I played baseball.
Big clunky ass
I
running
was
around.
horrible
probably.
at baseball. Then I tried gymnastics. I was decent at gymnastics. I did that for like 3 years, and I was like, oh, it's not for me. Then I started running, and I realized how good of a runner I am. Like in 7th grade, I covered 530 miles for like 3 miles. Like my
Holy shit, that's pretty good.
my 3K time was something like 14 minutes and change. It was insane. And then I was like, oh man, I'm good at this. Let me go run track. And then they were like, oh, go jump this thing. Go jump over this bar. I was like, okay. Jumped over a fucking 6-foot bar without landing on my back. And they were like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't know. I
should land on my
fences.
feet.
Yeah, I was like, I should land on my feet, right? They're like, no, you should land on your back. I was like, oh, that feels weird. So, growing up on a farm and literally grew up on a farm, jumped over pig fences and ran and played and climbed trees and shit. Yeah.
Ken's not used to being on his back.
Yeah, not well. Like a baby with.
Don't worry, we'll get him there.
But yeah,
Torn
I did that,
hamstring.
and then pretty close, and then
which just due to your level of strength, we might have to ban you this year from our next Blitz Bash, just because we don't have to keep on giving you a trophy every year. I might just
you can give me his trophy.
Just ping me, just like, hey, don't do it. I was like,
yeah.
How about this?
If Ken
doesn't do it, BlitzBelts sponsors the podcast.
It was
deal.
Wait, really? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Okay, that was easy. Yep, I won't do it now.
We're gonna need to go on legal Zoom.
Like
we're gonna have to LLC this thing.
Because I probably got like 30 freaking comments of like people being like, who's that guy that's like fucking crushing it? I was like, I don't know. It's just some black guy somewhere in Texas or something. I have no idea. Like I don't screen things. It just happens.
Is this a black dude?
It is. And then Seth messaged me. Seth put up the video. He was like, who the fuck is that guy? And I was like, I got on Instagram and I was like, hi, it's me. And he was like, fuck you. And I'm like, I know, right? I love you too, man. I don't even know you.
I feel like that needs to be your new Instagram handle, is some black dude.
Some black dude. But yeah,
you're like working out like in your home gym, and people are like in like big gyms and stuff, and you're crushing all these weights, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. Maybe he just sits at home and just works out all the time. I have no idea.
Maybe it's just steroids.
That's funny. I don't even think that's funny, because I went to I had to.
It's in all the Jolly Ranchers that he sucks all day.
I had to wow. I am a swallower. Thank you very much. I don't suck on Jolly Ranchers, but yeah, I went to high school. I picked up a basketball my 9th grade year, and I was like, oh man, this is pretty cool. And I was shitty at it, and I was like, I want to be really good at that. And that was when like the testosterone and shit in my brain started to like pump. And then when
you had testosterone in your brain, you like the feel of balls in your hands.
Yeah, right here, like both of them, and just 2 big old fucking balls.
Melons.
Those aren't balls; those are melons. Thank you.
I love watermelon. Anyways, but yeah, I play basketball, and then I play AAU basketball, and I think I picked up a barbell once, and I did a bench press once, and that was it. And then I went to college, played basketball, maybe lift a dumbbell a couple of times, joined the army, went to Afghanistan, bench press and squatted.
And he really started touching balls.
And then that's when it got real weird. And then like I PCS here at Fort Carson, and my roommate was like, hey, why don't you come do CrossFit with me? I'm like, that's gay. And he was like, all right, then I bet you can't beat me. And I was like, okay. I was 235 pounds. I walked in there and I was like, oh my God. I threw up after the first workout. And
then throw up.
Yeah.
So there's no difference.
Like I put a barbell over my head, Cain, and it was like this. And I tried to overhand squat.
Sitting out front.
Yeah,
just nothing but lats.
Dude, I will send you all the videos. I kept all of my lifting videos from the day I started CrossFit to now. And I looked at them. That's a lot of data. It is a lot, but I have the Apple iPhone Drive thing, unlimited.
30,000 gigabytes of just videos.
Are you paying Apple for that iCloud storage of like?
I pay $6 a month. Yeah, $6 a month. But yeah, like quite literally, I threw square hell bays every summer until I was from the age of like 10 to like 18.
Is it weird that's like my dream life after the army, is just like,
bro, you don't want that. Well, I do want to farm.
I do,
but that's all I've ever done.
So I just want that hard natural labor every day.
Yeah. There's something about it. So I actually grew up on a farm too, back in Florida, and I mean, like it was like we had cows and stuff, but like you had to take care of all the animals.
He was growing dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, yeah. And like, it's like, when you're a kid and like you have to go paint fences, like a mile of fence, you go because you're in trouble. It's like you hate it, and then you go throughout your life and do stuff. And like now, like I'm almost 40, and I'm like, I want the simplest life possible. I would sell everything, including the building and the shop, like this moment, and just go live on like an island or in the middle of nowhere and have like 3 friends and not even have a cell phone. Like I would love to just check out. It'd be awesome.
I want that Colorado ranch, not so much that
Yes.
Montana ranch, because Montana ranch, I feel like that's for sure the hard life.
Dude.
Yeah.
Those winters got to be bad, but a Colorado is like just south enough that you can.
Well, parts of it get a little chilly out there too. I mean,
it
they
does.
get decent snow.
The Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah, where I'm at right now? Yeah, fuck this
Yeah,
place.
and that's where I just was.
If it wasn't for my fiance, I would not be here. I would be in Texas somewhere. I'd probably be right
Hell
next to
yeah,
Steve.
man.
Yeah, I'd be right. We're in South Carolina. Honestly, it
Come
was
on
a
down,
50-50
old son.
coin flip. If I hadn't met Tam, I would be either in South Carolina or Texas right now.
There's pharmacy
Dude,
jobs down
come
here.
on and visit, man. Come on and visit.
I'm gonna come visit. Don't trust me. I'm coming.
Dude.
He is like,
I have nothing to
who
do.
were we
I
just
get
talking
Army
about?
retirement.
He's like
I'm
Monster
good.
Energy drink. He just has money to throw at the wall and just see what the fuck sticks.
I honestly do.
He can
I was
just
like,
travel, fucking take his work
Dude.
laptop with him.
Come on and play, dude. Like we'll go we'll like go out in the boat, like we'll go hiking.
Can we fish?
This is
Can you go
another
camping?
fucking trip I need to make.
I just want to
Yeah.
fish and camp, man.
So,
That'd be
so
my
hang on.
Let's do it,
So
man.
this morning I told you I got my ALC date, Ken.
Yeah.
Phase 2. So it's June 12th to July 8th. So if we're going to Hepner's or any of that shit, let's not schedule it during June.
Bro, I got to go to the Boston Invictus Invitational in Boston on June the 17th or 16th.
Okay, cool. So we're not going to hang out with Cain. We're not going to hang out with any of these people that have invited us during that month.
Jim invited
Do not
us.
punish me
Everybody
for-
invited us.
Do not punish me for getting promoted. Okay.
Bro, you gotta make it's your livelihood. You're in the army. See?
Exactly,
Fuck
but
up.
I don't want to miss out on these opportunities, Ken. Cain just offered us a good one.
He did. A whole bunch of like beer and fishing and boats.
Oh,
Oh
man,
my
like
God.
camping.
I want nothing but a pair of aviators with what are they? The Columbia like long sleeves and a fucking pair of swim trunks on a boat. That
would be
Oh,
that's
it's awesome.
Yeah.
That with
it's
like a
awesome.
Coors Light
Oh.
or a Yingling in my hand.
Or we can all go meet down in Florida, and somewhere my brother lives on the water down there. So we can just take out the boat in Florida, ride out to the beach.
Are we obligated to drink something like from Florida at that point? Because it's Florida. Do we have to have like
Probably
fucking
This is my wet
mojitos or
dream.
something?
This
while
is-
rum.
rum?
This
Rum.
is my wet dream.
Is it that, or we have to go like
Rum.
balls to the walls with like Irish car bombs all day?
Oof, that's way too heavy.
Oh yeah, that's too.
Summertime?
Jesus Christ!
Did I just hear
You
a
Yeah,
trying
let's
to
Florida
make
make
man?
us
that
Just,
vomit?
dude, we're going to Florida.
We won't make it to 3:00, dude.
No.
I have to be drunk if I'm going to wrestle an alligator, Ken. I need to be able to see things in that slow motion.
You're gonna get me like this drunk. You're gonna get me white guy drunk, like when you hang out with your white friends as a black
like
guy.
vodka
You
drunk.
know, they're like,
White
oh,
boy
we're gonna
wasted
get-
is
They're like, we're gonna get fucked up, and you go, yeah, and you're
see,
like,
that's
oh,
how we're gonna
fuck.
get you a mullet. Is we're gonna get white boy wasted, and then we're
I
gonna
already
cut your
have a
mullet.
mullet. It's just a black guy
No,
mullet.
No,
No,
man,
you
that's like a faux hawk. You gotta just let the
Exactly.
back grow out.
You got to get like a rat's tail going,
Yeah, like a 1980s like black singer. Yeah.
and then we can go down to Miami while we're in Florida, and you could dress up, and we'll be like Miami Vice.
Oh
fit
god,
right
with
in.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
I'll be Don Johnson,
Oh god.
Shit.
and we'll rent a retro white Ferrari. Oh my God,
Dude, my
these
face
plans.
hurts. This is funny.
We're
My
gonna
face
go
hurts.
from Hepner's fucking middle of Kansas bullshit
Fly
down to Florida, and we'll just every time we go somewhere, that'll be our shtick. We'll have like a different character outfit for ourselves.
Jesus.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
This is so bad.
So BlitzBelts. Let's get back to BlitzBelts
Yeah,
real quick.
BlitzBelts.
I
True.
want to know because I don't have a Blitz belt. Sorry to tell you
great.
that. Right?
That's okay.
I bought a Rogue belt. Sorry.
I mean, like Rogue is bigger, right? So
Well, I mean, I needed a top of the line, what I was calling at the time. I think I bought it like 2019, probably.
yeah.
And so, what makes
Stay there.
BlitzBelts like special? What is
Well,
what is the
so
thing
we
you guys-
Well, I mean, so I started it with the idea of just from like an aesthetic standpoint, because at the time when I came up with the idea, which like 2013 was when I was like kind of thinking about it. Like all the belts are all black, just like solid black and kind of shittily made. There was nothing cool, like cool and loud and vibrant. So we initially came up with the idea of it just needed to look better. But then I also wanted to like combine leather. So it's a layering of leather and fabric. Which there's nothing else like it. There is one company, I won't name drop, but they tried to kind of copy it and they didn't do a very good job at it. So, which is great for us. So it's super lightweight. It's just better made. Just in general, I mean, like we use pretty high quality materials. Most of our materials are actually sourced here in the US. Some of our stuff does come from overseas, but you know, that's just because you can't always get everything here. But we also make everything here, like literally in this building. So every product that leaves is checked over, and it's, you know, it's it's at the highest possible quality, which is rare. We may not be the fastest when it comes to doing custom stuff, but also too, like nobody else can do custom stuff. So we came up with the idea, you know, just to have this much better belt. We launched it. It did actually awesome. Well, so let me step back. We had $0 when we started this back in 2014, and we did.
Oh wow, you got one and I didn't.
We did. So we did a pre-order just to start the actual brand, and so in like 2 days we actually generated about $15,000 of revenue, which started the entire brand.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
So we I think I had maybe like $200 to spend, and we just did a really good kind of a digital mock-up of what the belt was going to look like, and then we just took a bunch of pre-orders, which is you know, it's awesome, especially now. Thinking back on it, that like all these people were willing to buy into a product that didn't even exist yet.
I mean, I think that definitely speaks to the idea of how expensive a lot of other belts are, and then B, the fact that there is still a supply, or there's still a demand for better products. So if you have the supply, you can make
I mean, and like just over the years, I mean, like a lot of what's kept the brand where it's at and like kept it steadily growing is just I think it's like the quality of our product, like the actual look of the product, but also too like our customer service. I mean, like most people, like I mean, like Ken, and I mean, like tons of people in general have my cell phone number, and I'm like, just call me if you guys need something. Like lots of like gym owners, I'm like, hey, like, do you guys need some belts? Just call me, like, or just send me a text.
Well,
He said, well,
need to become one of those people.
we can definitely get you hooked up.
Yeah.
If you couldn't tell, Ken, I'm rolling my eyes at you in shame.
I work for this one though. This one.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want just free shit. I'm saying I want to be in the same category as Ken.
What do you mean category? Like the phone number?
Well, apparently, if
Like
you must
black
wear
or what?
it,
Yeah, I mean, you
Hey.
can't like that's called reverse vitiligo.
I
Like,
need
you
selective
have a
breeding for
will
that to happen.
I mean, can you identify as black? Like, is that a thing? I don't know.
Yeah, I think you know what I can. If I can identify,
If he
as
can
lady,
wear that shit on his head, I definitely can
Yeah.
identify as black.
This is the belt that I wore when I cleaned 400 pounds the first time. That's why. Like,
That's awesome.
Okay,
That,
so
like-
that's what I'm talking about. I need a blitz belt so I can be like you.
Well, I don't
That's
think that's
wrong.
how it works. But
Yeah.
okay.
Have you cleaned 400 pounds
Probably.
since the last time you wore that belt?
Have I? Well, so funny story.
No.
Yeah, I cleaned 415.
When?
This was like 2 months.
Were you
ago.
wearing a blitz belt?
No, I didn't even have the camera up. We were just fucking around. Look, I
Oh,
was in
man.
the gym. How are you
going
going
to do that to our sponsor, Ken?
I was
Our future
in-
sponsor, and you
I was-
fucking oust them?
I was in a class.
Zero video proof, zero photography.
You know
proof.
what? Don't even get a bullet anymore. We don't want you to have a bullet.
And then I ended up putting that belt on the same day and deadlifting 675 for 3.
Nobody gives a fuck about your deadlift.
It wasn't a
Nobody.
sumo deadlift, was it?
No,
Yeah,
it
it
was a regular
probably
one.
was.
I think I still have the video. You know what? I'm glad I have this technology in front of me because I'm just gonna send you guys everything.
It probably was a sumo deadlift, and he probably had a giant dildo underneath
Sumo?
his ass to make sure
Which
that he
is
got
not a
all of it.
deadlift.
I need to figure out how to link the internet onto this screen. There's a way to do it. I just have not figured it out.
You
yet.
mean
So
share screen?
No, not even share screen. Wait, what?
There's literally a
Yeah,
button
you
at
can,
the
like,
bottom
share.
of Zoom that says share your screen.
Oh my God.
Technologically savvy, my fucking
It
dick.
does not. It does not say share my screen. Someone tell me. I went to more.
You
There's
fucking, it's
nothing.
literally at the bottom of my Zoom screen in between participants, chats. Then it says share screen in green, record
Oh
reactions
my
and apps.
God. Oh my God. Oh my.
Make your fucking foot
World
out.
is
God. Do you see this now? Can you
Oh
see
my God, look at this.
yeah.
Oh
Get off
my
your
God.
brazzers there.
it?
Yeah,
All of it.
Jesus.
Yeah, all the brazzers. I'm actually working. I'm working at the same time that I'm doing this podcast.
Is
which
that
funny.
grinder up there
Wait,
at the top?
Are you doing like your OnlyFans stuff here?
OnlyFans? I'm sorry,
you
it's
sound few
6:45. Yeah, so that was
Oh,
the
man.
bell. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. All hamstrings, baby.
God Almighty!
All
Like a
those
beanstalk.
hamstrings. Good Jesus.
Yeah.
And he even put the metal plates on at the end just for
I
effect.
had to. That's all we had
It
left.
ran out of space.
Yeah, we did. I run out of space all the time.
For those people who
I don't have that problem.
are listening on the audio shows, Ken was sharing his screen, showing me and Cain his ass cheeks while he deadlifted,
That is 100%.
Yeah.
and the rest of his disgusting.
Oh, you
Rather.
want me to do one more? I'm gonna do one more. I'm just hyping myself up while we have the time because I'm gonna plug this belt as much as I can. I'm gonna show you.
So
Hell
while
yeah.
he's plugging the belt, Cain, are you a competitive athlete? Are you somebody who gets in with the rest of the
So
competition crowd?
no, so I mean, I would say that I look like I'm in shape, and I'm good with that.
Because you are.
Yeah,
he's Matt Fraser now. He's looking for the aesthetic.
Yes, somebody sponsor me.
Don't worry, Cain. We got you. We'll sponsor you back.
It's like a co-sponsorship thing. Like you sponsor me, I'll sponsor you guys. It's like a team lift.
Yeah. What have you done for me lately?
Yeah. No, man. Like what I tell everybody is I train for life. Like so,
Scaling for life, baby.
So I may not be badass in the gym. I'm just badass in life. So, and I'm good with that.
I mean, that's
It's
good.
It's good enough with that.
That really is. I mean,
I mean, like I'm also like pushing 40, and it's like oh, okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
people are like,
Wait,
oh, like
what?
you could, yeah, dude.
Dude,
Wait, you thought he was some
look
20-year-old with a mullet?
I thought he was like 33. I thought he was like my age.
Dude, I wish. No, I just turned 38. So.
Dude, you don't get to be his age without wrestling some alligators and some fucking sharks, okay?
Yeah.
You don't get to do that shit in your 30s.
Yeah, it's taking dragging alligators out of a brothel. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Jesus. He's just trying to ride a side saddle on an alligator.
Man, actually,
That increases your
made me
age
think
by
of
2
another
years.
story. Actually, so there was another story that I completely forgot about, only because I think that the gator was so small, so it didn't really matter to me. So I was in Florida, and my buddy and I were out. We were out mountain biking actually, and there's a few ponds around. We were mountain biking, and there was a small, like 4-foot alligator that was literally on the trail, and I jumped off the bike and did catch this gator.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you jumped off the bike and just like straight up assaulted, like a hit and run on an
Beat
alligator.
the shit
No,
out of
I
alligator.
freaking like hopped off the bike.
Fuck
and,
off
like,
my path,
like,
bitch.
I mean, like it's only like a 4-foot alligator. It's not that big.
Did you say only?
Like
it has
four is-
teeth
four is-
sharper than mine.
Yeah, but I mean, like a 4-foot alligator is like it's
My
like petting a
skin is
dog.
much more chewy than his.
But Cain, legitimate question: if it bites you, what the fuck do you do?
You
Honestly,
probably punch it, I guess, or like choke it out. I don't know. You probably choke it out.
Hmm. You kind of give
It's
like
only,
that.
It's only 4 feet, man.
You give that like grr face, and you just kind of yep. We're here. We have to accept our situation now.
It's
This is
it's
what-
those bigger
Oh,
ones that like you got to worry about, like the big like 8, 9, 10 footers that are 500 or 600 pounds. Those are a bit more dangerous.
Dude, I've seen some of those videos of like alligators that are eating other alligators.
That's too much.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
They put like a 5-6 foot alligator inside like a 7-foot, 8-foot alligator's mouth, and you just
Oh.
watch them fucking whip that thing around.
like
Dude,
shredded
it's like a
apart. It's
4-year-old
insane.
with a fucking pinata.
I mean, it's insane.
Is it a 4-year-old with a fucking pinata? Yeah.
Dude,
that's
yeah,
my
it's
black
terrifying.
ass dying.
Like put a pinata on a string, just like let a kid go to town with it.
Oh man, it's insane.
That
Like I've
shit
actually
is
seen
gnarly.
some alligators while out fishing in some ponds, like come out of the water and grab a pig. I mean, like
Really?
a big alligator too. Yeah, like a 9-10 footer, a big alligator, and that pig's squealing and just like takes them underwater, gone.
Now, do you like pause and say RIP and give him like a quick prayer, or do you just kind of like go about your business?
No, I just kept on casting. I was like, well, fuck him, it's
Whoa.
pig.
He said, fuck him to the pig. So
I'm
all
gonna
you
go
pigs
boar
out there
hunting. That's what
listening.
I want to do. I want to boar hunt. I haven't done that yet.
My
My
God.
buddy just went this past weekend down in South Florida, man. Like they shot, I think 4.
Why the fuck would you go all the way to Florida when you could just come to Texas and boar hunt?
Yeah, man. Like y'all shoot them with like freaking like tannerite and shit. Like and see in Florida they have what's called
You
swamp
shoot him out of a
buggies,
helicopter here.
which is cool, but also expensive. But in Florida,
Hey,
you have what's called a swamp buggy. It's a giant like monster truck without a top on it, essentially, and you ride around in the swamp, and you're like 15 feet off the ground, and you just blast freaking hogs. It's awesome. They also use dogs there too to kind of round them up.
and some
pit
white people
bulls?
shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, yep.
Pit bulls. Yeah.
And
Dude,
most of the time,
I love dogs so
they'll
much I
actually-
would not let the dogs near that water.
No. So my buddy down in Florida, so they do use the dogs occasionally to like round them up, and they'll go and kind of like 4 or 5 dogs will grab a pig and kind of pin it down, and then you either hop out and like shoot it with a pistol, or you cut it with a knife.
I'd cut it. I want to cut it. I'd want to cut the fuck.
Fuck
Cut
yeah.
his fucking throat. Just
That's some
reaching-
Crocodile Dundee shit.
Yeah.
Crocodile Negro.
I mean, but
This would be me.
they're badass pigs though, man. Like they got big tusks. They're like 200-pound pigs. They're pretty dangerous.
Oh, I don't give a fuck. I could.
No,
I could
but like it'd be
that's
bad to shoot
because
a big
he's,
ass knife.
it's because he's like soft like me. Like I grew up on a pig farm. We slaughtered pigs every fucking
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah, and
Like,
those
I
pigs
can-
probably didn't
I
have
can
huge
get-
tusks.
Yeah, they actually did because they get out and go into the woods and they become feral and they mate and you
Yep.
have to go kill them. So
Yep.
yeah, I've killed a lot of pigs in my life. Great. I'm
Hell
gonna get a
yeah,
machete
that's
and just reach under and just.
This is not where I
Yeah.
thought a podcast with BlitzBelts was going to go.
No,
It's
man.
about-
But I'm from Florida. So
But the fact that the guy has a
it's like
mullet,
rolling dice.
Yeah, it is.
he's drinking Celsius out of a coffee cup.
Jesus. How long? So like, how long did it like take you guys not to become profitable, but like, what? No, I take that back. Why do you keep doing it?
Honestly, man,
Why?
there's a long while where I kept asking myself like the same thing, because it's like, we'd have like really awesome months and then months where it just wasn't quite as profitable, and it was a lot of work, and I'm just like, what the hell am I doing? It's like there's like, I mean, we aren't a gigantic company. Like we have less than five people, like including me, and there's times of the year where we have more, and there's times where we have less. And it's like, we would grind away and grind, and then, be like, okay, we just worked a 65-hour work week. Like, what are we doing? And, it's like at the same time, like I'm getting offers from medical sales companies, to go work somewhere else, a different state for like $200K a year. And I'm like, no, I'm good, man. Like, I'm going to keep on doing this. But, I think it's because, innovation takes time, and it also takes like you have to dig in to do it, right? It's like if I stepped away, if BlitzBelts stopped doing what we're doing, who's left? We have Tupood,
Mhm.
which, I mean, I'll be honest, man, is a shit belt. Like they're garbage.
Velcro wears out really
and-
fast.
It does.
True.
And I keep a few here in the shop just to show people that come in. I'm like, guys, I get it. Like they look similar. And actually, if you scroll back through social media to 2013 or 2014, I think 2014, the belt that they used to make was different than the one that they make now. And they actually changed their belt style as soon as we came out to copy us. But like if we stepped away, it's like, who do we have left? We have those guys. We have Rogue, which has a few belts, but even like their belts are, they just have them just to have them. Chic,
Sure.
which actually Chic is a very, very good, solid belt. Like I will say that there's nothing bad about those guys at all, and they're also made in the States, which is good too. But you know, like Sheik's belt model, belt shape is a little bit different, and it's not quite as, you know, easily used as fast as ours, because you kind of have to like strap it down, and like it kind of goes through a little locking mechanism, like it's kind of stuck in place.
Yeah, it's kind of stationary. You can't do much with
Yeah,
it.
and then you got some new guys like Element 26, I think is the name of the brand.
Yeah.
And they're just, you know, they're just mass producing stuff in China or somewhere else overseas. You got a company out of Texas called Pioneer Fit, which actually, like, those guys are pretty solid, and they do a really good job making solid, like, full leather, like buckle belts. And they kind of recently started dabbling in like the Velcro style. But I mean, I stay around because I enjoy what I do, and I enjoy being able to make a belt for somebody, and then they use that belt and they start achieving PRs and they start lifting more and they start gaining, you know, strength, or just it's cool to see that we have a small hand in that. Like that's what actually kind of keeps me going daily. Like when stuff gets really, really tough and we have like 1,000 orders to do, and like we have guys out and we're stressed. You know, it's just cool just to see that, like, you know, to like wake up and see somebody post something and like, hey, I just did this PR, this lifetime PR. And I'm like, that's why I keep doing it.
Yeah. It's the way I feel when I walk in the gym and like someone asks me for something like, oh, can you help me with this? And then all of a sudden that one word or one piece of advice kind of just, and I'm like, yeah. And I walk away.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's cool, man. It's cool. It's like, you know, it's, you know, like maybe we're not as big as some of the other brands. Like we're definitely not rogue. You know, like we're not as like deeply seated and deeply rooted in like the CrossFit lifting community. But you know, but like the goal is to one day maybe be that. But I'm also not willing to like sell out and just like pay a shit ton of money just to do that. Like I want to do it through the quality of my product. Yeah, as opposed to being like, hey, like, you know, we'll pay you guys, you know, $100,000 to be the next, like, you know, belt sponsor of the CrossFit Games. It's like, that would be cool, but I don't think it's worth the money, to be honest.
You don't think it is?
I mean, like maybe it would be, but like that's a hell of a gamble. You know, it's like, hey, like, you know, because there's no way that like all those brands are there because they're good. They're there because they pay the money.
True. Yeah. And you guys hand make all your shit.
We do, man.
That's the thing.
Not only that, I personally have actually had a hand in every single belt that's been made for the past 7 years. Well, correction, the past 4.5 years.
Wow, dude. That's
so like
crazy.
Your belt, like I made most of your belt, pretty much every single belt. Yeah.
Damn. So I'm gonna go here and just, you know, give it its due justice as I learn how to do this. I feel like I'm just, wow, it's just so crazy. Yeah, all these belts, all these different things, dude. That's
so not only that,
cool.
so I also did the entire website too.
You built this whole website?
Yeah.
What is it that you can't do? Tell me that. Tell me that.
Well, I don't know how to do that. So
I know how to. Well, I know how to use Wix and make a website.
Well, I can't claim 300 yet. I think my max is like 275.
Dude,
but give me time.
You can do
some juice.
It must be over.
You said time and some juice. Say time and juice. But no, man, this is awesome. I don't know. I think I ran across. I think Chandler had put up that video of him doing the deadlifts with your belt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I was like, who is this company? And then I saw the BlitzBelts thing. I was like, I might as well try it. I probably won't win. And then,
I know. Which now you're banned. So
yeah, I'm banned now, so I can't do it. I was thinking about that too.
I will make a deal with you. You are not banned if you grow a mullet.
What?
Do we still get sponsored?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'll just grow the mullet and see what happens. I'll grow the mullet and see what happens. But
like, it has to be like a decent, like at least like 3 to 4 inches, like not just like a micro mullet. Like that's all fine.
We're not talking about top. We're talking about your back.
Man, the back. Party in the back.
Party in the back. Okay, I'll work on the party in the back. I'll do that for you. Everybody, you heard it here. I'm gonna grow a fucking mullet. Fuck it, let's do it. James is gonna text me and be like, "The fuck are you doing?" Hayes is gonna be like, "You stupid bastard, you."
Selling out to the white folk.
just selling yourself down the river, aren't you? I'm like, yeah. Kind
The
of.
diversity on this podcast has reached new limits.
It has. It's beautiful. It's so great. Oh man. You know, who would have thought 70 years ago we would never be having this conversation?
Oh my
Hell no,
god,
man. It's crazy, right?
good Jesus. Well, I don't know about you two. Ken, I do have to pop out of here. I do have some army shit I have to do, some emails I have to respond to now.
So I think that what we need to do is we need to connect sometime later in the year, and we all go either fishing or gator hunting or something, and then we need to film this, and then we
For
need
sure.
to do like a little recap type thing of it. So
this is the thing. I have a videographer who's really fucking good. Like, he doesn't charge me a dime. He's amazing. So like,
oh, that's even better.
You said this whole I had to write those things in the chat because I won't remember if I don't, because I have like 15,000 other things going on.
Oh,
Like,
dude, yeah. I mean, I'm always multitasking.
If
Yeah,
you
we're gonna
guys ever
figure out
need,
this
if you
deal.
guys ever want to hire an engineer, I'll do it. But anyways, or project manager, I'll do it. But other one is, if you send me a graphic of the BlitzBelt thing, like any moving graphic, I'll put sound to it, and we'll like put it in the beginning of our videos and just go, oh,
Sweet, let's do it, man.
BlitzBelts. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That was easy. Look at that. I told you, Steve. You just
Man.
asked for shit. People,
Well,
you
I'm
just
gonna
say
need
yes.
the T-shirt
Yeah.
that he has, and I'm gonna need
Got it.
I'm gonna need the one that's on his body right now because
You want the one on Cain's body?
that is
You want this one?
that is the
Yeah.
dominant species thing.
I'm gonna
do.
go to the
I
website
need
right
the
now, and I'm
specific
gonna
one
buy
he
us.
has.
I'm gonna buy us. Steve, send me your address.
And
in
then
the
I'm
chat. I'm
also
gonna buy
need a
us
belt,
t-shirts.
Ken. So let me know how much a belt is.
I'm not buying you a belt.
Just send me
I'll buy you
a waist size, Steve.
Okay. Okay.
You gotta
Well,
measure
You
your
don't have
my
to say
waist
it on,
is getting
you
bigger
don't have to
now.
say it on the podcast. I don't want people to know that you're 39 or something. You
He's
can
a
just send it to
42.
me.
He's a
You
42.
thought I was a 39? You think 42?
I'm fucking with you, man. You're like a 31, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I kind
Are
of
you very svelte, like a 28, like a little underwear model?
no. Used to be. Used to be. And then I went on my COVID fucking Chick-fil-A tour of 2020.
Oh man. Oh,
and so I
love Chick-fil-A.
became thick boy. So
No, but before
That's
you
right,
get
man.
off, before
Weight
Steve,
moves weight.
there you
it
go,
does.
right?
Mass does
That was
move
always
mass.
my issue up until COVID. In the 6 years I've done CrossFit, my issue has always been holding weight and then being able to put it on and work through things and then maintain a healthy weight. So my weight was always like 170 to 180.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't back squat over 300 that well. It was always bad. Cleans were stuck under a certain number, and then snatching was always under
You
225.
got to squat, man. Just
gotta squat.
squats.
Well,
Squat
so
all the time.
now I sit at about 5, 10, 200. So my numbers, I think yesterday was a 350 double, which is
Oh hell yeah.
higher-ish for me.
It's
I think
better.
my best is a 350 for 5.
That's solid.
Yeah. I had a 350 for 5 in 2019.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to get that to 405 for like 6
Hey, man.
this year. You can do
I'm
it.
still working there.
You can do it.
Well, my power clean's at 285, so it's probably a 300 after the last video I did because I did 2 power
Hell
cleans
yeah.
at 285, like back to back.
Now
so
it's in perspective. Now I get it.
things are there. It's just the period of like now moving heavy things often.
True.
Yes.
Because now I have the weight and the leverage to do it.
I realized during that total how weak people really are. Not weak, but like how not strong people are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, because there's a very select few of you people that can lift 380 pounds in a clean, and that set most of you motherfuckers aside from everybody else.
Yeah, I benched 355, but I just decided not to go up in weight.
I mean,
That's still solid though.
Lucky you.
What was your overhead squat, Ken?
Oh, that was the first time I've ever
315?
overhead squatted. 315. That was the first time in my life I ever overhead squatted.
Fuck.
Yeah. I had never
Crazy.
overhead squatted at that point. Like I walked in and James was like, "Oh, you ready?" I'm like, "I've never overhead squatted in my life, man. Let's
sure.
figure it out."
You snatched,
do
so
it.
you're halfway there.
I've snatched and then overhead squatted, but I've never like went from a back rack to
Taking
a
it off
jerk
the rack.
and then overhead squatted because I told Steve about it like a week before the quarterfinals or whatever. No, it was like a few days or whatever. I was overhead squatting and I couldn't get 315. I could not overhead squat 315. And I went into
Competition
TBO.
will make you do some crazy things, right?
Yeah, I went into TBO, and
Yeah, it's
then
an adrenaline.
after the second day, though, when I was supposed to redo it with Hayes, I was like, man, because my meniscus is torn. I was like, man, I'm not gonna do anything crazy. And I overhead squatted 345, but I didn't record anything. And I was like, fuck, I should probably relift, like son of a bitch. Yeah.
Damn.
All right, so
That's
Cain,
solid.
go ahead, tell all the people where they can find you.
Tell them where they can find you.
Cool, guys. So we are BlitzBelts, BLITZ belts.com.
Right there.
Also, y'all can pop over to our Instagram. It's just BlitzBelts
Mhm.
as well. I will say though, so we are actually going to be making some pretty big changes with the brand coming up next month. Can't say much yet other than just that it's going to be some pretty big changes. So it's all going to be good. But it's going to be a different brand, and you guys can kind of see some of that with our Instagram, the brand new logo. We are going to be keeping this logo just kind of as like a vintage logo, but we will have that B is going to be one of our main new ones.
Okay.
And that's going to kind of represent some of the changes in our brand as well. So all good stuff. Just in the next maybe 3 to 4 weeks, we'll be releasing some more of our changes.
Sweet.
And pretty stoked about it actually.
Well, we were stoked to have you on. We're stoked to hopefully maybe do a partnership with you.
Heck yeah.
And I will let you guys go. I got to head out of here in a second. I'm getting a few
Cool.
phone calls, but I will talk to you guys soon.
Yeah.
Steve,
Bye, Steve.
pleasure.
Bye.
You can stay on Cain. He's the retarded
Cool.
one. He's the funny one. So. Oh, dude, I farted. It smells horrible. Oh, I stopped fucking recording. Oh my god. Let me stop recording.